welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to talk about how do we get an offer accepted, because y'all have been going crazy in the comments a little bit, and I just want to say thank you all to my new subscribers. It's lit over here, and I want to talk to you guys about how to get an offer accepted. I just made a video on about how to write an offer, but the goal is to get it accepted, right? But step one was to write it. So if you want to see that video, please click on the link below or on the side, wherever, and go watch that video. So first, I want you guys, new agents, or if you're about to be a new agent, think about the seller's agent, especially in the market that you're in. Think about all the stress and all the work that they've just done, and try to first think from their perspective, right? They want somebody, an agent that's gonna come in and do the work. They want an agent that's gonna come in and make sure that on the buyer side, the client is ready, prepared, has everything that they need to close the deal, right? And that the agent is confident and they do their share of the work. So when you submit an offer, there's a few things that you want to do before you even submit the offer. Let's say you're house hunting with your client, right? And they are like, okay, I love this house, Jazz. Like, we got to put in an offer. This is my house. This is where the furniture is going to go. And you're like, whoa, give me 1 second, right? Because sometimes the deal might be too good to be true, and there might be a lot of offers on the property. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is go to the tax record. So you talk to your client, you say, okay. And typically you want to do this while you're still at the home, because it allows you to get more insight on the property before you leave and you come up with a game plan with your client, right? So you want to be able to look on the tax record, and you want to see how much was the property sold for last. That will then show you, let's say the property was sold in the property was sold in like 2005, right? I don't know if that's not 30 years yet, no. But they probably paid on the mortgage so much that there's not a lot left. So let's say they bought the property for $300,000 back in 2005. They probably owe, and again, I don't know, let's just say they owe $100,000 left on the property, maybe 105, right? Then what you're able to do is you're able to see, okay, they're selling this property for, they bought it for $300,000, they're selling it for about $450,000. Okay, so now you know they have room to negotiate the price because they have equity in the home. That's what equity is. If you bought it for $300,000, you have $100,000 left. You have $200,000 of equity in the home. Now you put on the market for $450,000. Now you're trying to make an extra $150,000. Now you walking away with bank, right? So first we need to see how much they sold the house for. Because if we don't know how much they sold the house for last, then you don't even know if this is like an emergency sell, if these people are selling because they don't have any money. If you don't look at the tax tracker, you don't know if there's any liens on the property. The tax tracker is going to tell you quickly a brief historical background of what the property potentially could be going through without even talking to the agent. So now you know, you realize they're just trying to downsize. And also you can look at when you come into the home, you should be able to tell, okay, this is an older family that lives here, a mom and pop, and they're trying to downsize. And they had a whole bunch of kids, and it's time for them to move down south to, not down south, what is it? Yeah, down south to Florida. And they're just trying to hang out, trying to take their money with them. Okay, cool. So first, you want to call the agent and you want to let them know, my client is highly interested. This is what you want to say. My client is highly interested in this property. Are there any offers in on this property right now? And they're going to most likely tell you, yes, we got 1, we got 3, or we have a few on the way. And this is what I want you to ask them. What will it take for us to get this property? And legally, you can't, well, every agent is different, but legally you cannot tell what the highest bid on the property is. You can't do that. But what you can do is give hints. You can say certain things in certain ways. You might say, you definitely have to come in at asking and you'll have a chance, right? Like you want to say, the listing agent will say certain verbiage to help you figure out how to come in at the offer. So you say, okay. And then you want to ask them, how long are they going to take to make a decision on the property? So once they do that, once they tell you that, then you know it's game time. You tell your client, and most likely, So you're gonna tell your client, okay, you should have their pre-approval, but some clients are weird like that. It depends on how you work. Sometimes they'll wait until they finally get the house and they'll tell their client to get the pre-approval. You should already have the pre-approval. But let's say you don't. You say, okay, so I'm gonna get your pre-approval, have it on deck. They should be able to get that pre-approval by the end of day. And this is my thing. This is why you always want to be prepped and you always want to have your pre-approvals ahead of time so that you don't run into this issue, right? So let's just say we have the pre-approval, because if you watch my videos, you know I already taught you, you should already have a pre-approval, period. You shouldn't be looking at property if you don't have the pre-approval, because it don't make no sense. Okay. So you are going to say, okay, we're going to put the offer in. You can write the offer digitally, or you could write the offer by hand, or you can do it digitally. I think it makes sense to do it digitally. A lot of the times that's like the new thing everyone's doing is online. So you're gonna say client, and you can also have your computer there with you. I typically just go home and do it because it's less distractions and it makes things a lot easier. So you're gonna go home and you're gonna write the offer, okay? But I don't know if I said this, you're gonna tell them on the phone, you'll have an offer in your email by the end of day, and I'll send you a text when it's done. Make sure you communicate that, and you want to be very clear. My client really wants this property. We're putting in an offer, and you will have it by end of day. When you're gonna go home, do your research, do everything that you gotta do. Watch the other video how I showed you to write the offer. Make sure you send all the documents to your client to e-sign, including the mold form, the lead form, the property disclosure form, and the offer. Everything should be done in the first go round, just to make sure that everything is done, and include the pre-approval when you send the email. I'm going to show you a template of what I would usually send when I put in an offer. There's two different ways. You can go the aggressive way, which I learned from my last brokerage, and it makes sense. You say basically you have 48 hours to make a decision, or we're going to back out. Or you could just, number two, when there's like a lot of offers and you know it's going to be close, you have your client write a letter. Have your client write a letter to the owner and talk about why they really want the property. And it doesn't need to be nothing longer than a page, and just have them explain why they want the property and how it makes them feel like home when they came in, and have them talk about the fixtures in the home and the energy of the home and what their goal is after buying this property. Like, what do they want to do? They want to have a family in this home. Do they see their dogs loving this home? You know what I mean? Like, figure out a way to allow the buyer and seller to have a connection without even meeting. So that's like the biggest thing I would say that would really like set you aside from the next person. And including making sure you have all your documents, and then you'll see. I'm gonna show you. Hopefully I can find the side-by-sides. I don't know, but I'm gonna try to put two different email templates that you guys could use here. And then once you put the offer in, you send them a text and you just say, hey, offer has been submitted. I hope that we're able to make this happen so we can work together. I look forward from hearing from you. Boom. You let it go for the day. Let it go for the day. Call them back. You're gonna call them back and re-ask them if they have any offers. When are they gonna actually make a decision? Because your client really wants to make this work, and that you're willing to do whatever it takes to get this done. Okay? You have to put that in the forefront of their head, because as a realtor, you want things to go smooth, easy, quick, no problem, and that the other agent's gonna get it done, and that the other agent is cool and just ready to work. You don't want nobody that wants to be like, I don't know. No one wants to work with that. Nobody like that. They want to work with prepared people. So yes, at the end of the day, it's a seller's decision to pick your offer, but the agent, like it or not, they do have an influence about how they talk about the agent, about how they talk about the situation. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they're choosing their agent to guide them in this process, and your goal is to make sure that you're representing your client highly, and that you're showing that you'll do whatever it takes to get this job done. So I am the offer accepted queen out here. Okay, I haven't done nothing recently, but I will say, if I gotta get something accepted, I will do whatever it takes to get that offer accepted. And my client may not always want the property in the end, but the goal is to get the offer accepted and to be able to negotiate after that, at the after fact, right? All about the after fact. But if you don't get an offer, a signed offer, and you don't have nothing binding, you have nothing to work with. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, anything you need to know or want to learn, please put it down in the description box. And I appreciate you guys for all the support. Like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good rest of your day. Jazzy out.